Tonight on the HPT, we're at the Ameristar Casino Hotel in East Chicago, Indiana, where a field of 653 entrants generated a prize pool of $940,000. Going out in ninth place was Itasca, Illinois native Johnny Sam. In the big blind, facing an all-in from Dave and his pocket sixes, Johnny makes the call with his king-queen suited in spades. The flop was King Jack 5 all diamonds. Johnny pulls into the lead with a pair of kings and also gave Dave a flush draw. The turn card was the 4 of diamonds. Dave makes his flush. Johnny is drawing dead. A meaningless 10 of clubs hits the river, and Johnny is sent to the rail as our ninth place finisher for just under $19,000. Tonight's eighth place finisher was Avon, Indiana native Mike Shanahan. Running low on chips and holding 9-8 offsuit, Mike called all in from the small against Jason and his king 10 shove from the big. The flop, ace, queen, deuce, 2 clubs. Jason flops a gutter ball straight draw and no help for Mike. The turn card was the jack of spades, giving Jason his Broadway straight, and with no card in the deck that will help Mike, he is eliminated as our eighth place finisher, taking with him just under $23,000. And finally, our seventh place finisher was Arlington Heights, Illinois native Jerry Semenis. In mid-position, Jerry shoved his final 190,000 chips with King 5 suited in clubs and was called by the Queen Jack of Ralph and the 8-7 of Osama. The flop, Queen 4 Trey 2 spades. No help for Jerry or Osama. Ralph pairs his queen, bets, and Osama folds. The turn card was the ace of hearts. No help for Ralph, but Jerry picks up a gutter ball straight draw. Needing to see a king or a deuce on the river, Jerry got neither. Ralph's queens hold and eliminate Jerry as our seventh place finisher. He went home with just over $27,000. Alrighty, folks, we've got 6 players remaining and more than $500,000 to award, and it all starts right now.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, alongside poker professional and coach Mr. Kenneth James, and we're back here at the Ameristar Casino Hotel, East Chicago.
It's right on the banks of Lake Michigan. Beautiful venue right outside of Chicago. We have an exciting show on tap for you tonight with a lot of HPT veterans, players who have been here before, like our chip leader, Jason Mangold. We also have Osama Estefanos and Jake Baumgartner. Sure to be an exciting show for you tonight.
And we've got a new face on the HPT as far as the TV side goes, but a lot of you folks know Ralph Massey. He, of course, is the brother of Aaron Massey, our former player of the year here on the HPT. But Ralph, with his third cash on our tour, but his first TV appearance, and I'm telling you right now, this is somebody to watch on tonight's program. A prize pool of over $940,000, 653 entries. Let's go ahead and meet the players and take a look at the cash.
Up top, over 200,000 cheeseburgers. On down to 6th place, 32,789, James.
All right, let's look at that chip count. Jason up top, Osama, David, rounded out by Jake, Ralph, and Derek. Let's play some poker. I'm excited to be back at one of my favorite venues, the Ameristar Casino Hotel, East Chicago. And you just mentioned the money. Let's talk about that again. One of these guys at this table will go home with over $206,000.
Well, I mentioned cheeseburgers, but of course that's off the dollar menu.
I would buy steaks. I mean, come on, you can afford steaks with $206. All right, let's get right to the action here. Blinds, 50,000, 100,000 with a 100K ante. Derek, he's first. He's got the shades. He's got King 10.
See what he's going to do here. Ooh, moving right in. Now, he is our short stack coming in here with just 10 bigs. So this is a standard all-in play. Will it get through? On over to Jake Baumgartner. He's a HPT regular.
Yeah, this is his 6th HPT cash. He finished 4th here in Chicago back in 2017. He's going to make the call here, and he's going to see the good news. He's ahead, and now Derek will have to improve or he will be eliminated. By the way, minimum cash here for the final 6, 32,789. But Derek doesn't want to be the first one eliminated on national TV. He wants to double up and keep his tournament hopes alive.
Absolutely, and he's going to be 60-40 underdog, which is pretty significant, but still got a lot of cards in the air as we go to the flop.
And the flop comes out 8-6-5. Nothing for Derek there, so Jake keeps his lead. You see the percentages there now, 74-24, 2 cards to go. Derek standing up, Queen of Diamonds on the turn.
This is so interesting when players stand up. It's almost like this give-up stance, and then it comes on the river. Will it come this time? To the river we go.
3 of diamonds, and just like that, we lose our first player here at this HPT final table. Derek going out in 6th place, $32,789. And we'll be back with more of the HPT right after these words. Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Kenneth James. You see the chip counts there, Jason and Osama up top. But here on the HPT with our structure, Kenna, anything is possible.
Sure is, especially for Ralph Massey. He's definitely a regular on the HPT, but now on the short stack, he's going to have to make something happen, especially at this blind level of 50 and 100,000 with the 50K ante.
Dave's going to raise it up to $250,000 with his ace-5. Jason makes the call. Ralph's going to get out of the way. Action over to Osama. Osama's had quite a bit of success here on the HPT, and he's going to go ahead and defend his big blind here, 6-4 of diamonds, and see a flop. And it comes out 10-5 deuce, couple of clubs.
Yeah, he's got a gut shot straight. Now, Osama likes these low-suited connectors, one-gappers. And look at this. He's going to take a creative stab at this pot. I like this play. He's deceptively aggressive and creative, and that's how he gets these chip stacks and chips together to make these final tables.
All right, Dave is going to make the call. And now Jason, as you see, covering his face. We'll talk about that later. He's going to make the call with his flush draw here. So to the turn card we go. It's the deuce of hearts. Once again, action on Osama.
Will he continue putting his foot on the gas? Not with 2 callers. He's going to look to get the free card and hopefully river his straight over to Dave. I expect him to check on margin here with just a pair of 5s.
And, of course, we can see the cards. Dave in the lead with his pair of 5s. And now we go to the river card, and it's a blank. It's the 8 of spades.
Now, the only way for Osama to win is to bet and represent that 10.
And Osama is going to do just that. So the pot right now, 1.6. We'll see what he decides to put in the middle. 525,000 chips.
Now this is a tough spot for Dave because he feels like his opponent might be bluffing with a missed flush draw, and his 5 might be good. He's got to be aware of the player behind him as well.
Well, he is going to make the call, and now Jason.
Oh, he just announced raise.
1.5.
1.5. Wow, look at this play. A raise to 1.5 million, and
he's sensing that his opponents are up to shenanigans.
Wow, I like it. Well, you know Osama has to fold here, so this is just give me a few more seconds or a minute here of some TV time, but he's obviously not going to make that call, and Dave can't either. We'll see, though. He's still holding his cards. I mean, of course, he can make the call.
He does have the best hand, don't forget. But
and
look
he's
at
going to
this
fold.
Play by Jason
Wow, I like
Mangold.
it. I like it a lot. I didn't expect to see it. Jason Mangold from right here in Chicago, Illinois. He's 35 years old, $50,000 in total career earnings, 3 cashes right here on the good old HPT.
Yeah, he's really going to add to that tonight, especially with plays like that.
Osama looks down at the old Dolly Parton, suited in hearts, 9-5. He's going to fold. Over to Jake. This guy won't say a lot at the final table, but he's all gamble. I want you to know that. He's going to fold this. He's all gamble all the time.
I don't read that. I read him steady, the calculative decision maker.
All right, well, action over to Dave now, and he's going to raise all in with your favorite, one of your favorites, the Kenneth James, the KJ.
Yeah, not a great hand, but on the button, definitely playable. I guess he doesn't want to get raised off, but he's not going to like it as Ralph makes the call with ace-queen.
Yeah, so Ralph all in for his tournament life here in the lead. He's got to like his spot right here. Ace-queen going up against Dave's king-jack.
And once again, we have another 60-40 horse race. It's kind of like being ahead going down the backstretch when you're a 60-40 favorite, but there's still some race to be run, as we like to say.
You're right about that, my friend. And now we await the dealer and the flop here from the Ameristar Casino Hotel East Chicago.
I think that's Fred in the box, one of the great dealers here on HPT.
And the flop is Queen 8-5.
Of course, Dave might disagree with me after seeing that flop. To the turn we go.
And the turn card is the 8 of clubs. So now Dave drawn pretty thin to keep this hand in sights, and it's the 3 of clubs. So Ralph is going to double up as he puts his chips in the middle, going to reconcile.
Looks like he's got to take a bathroom break, boy. He might have wet himself after having his tournament life out of the line there. So he's going to take a quick bathroom break as you like to say, with the chips.
Reconcile.
I knew that was the word.
This is Ralphie's third HPT main event cash, his first HPT final table, and most of us know his brother, of course, talking about Aaron Massey. Aaron has had some huge scores, but this is Ralph's 91st career cash. That's according, of course, to Hendon Mob. So, Ralph, the chair is there. We're passing chips there. Ralph, he might be going to the bar to get himself a club soda, perhaps. We'll see.
He may not be able to control his water. Who knows? No, he's still too young for that. I played with him here in this event, and what a great guy.
Well, these Massey brothers, they're like fighters. They're like boxers, man. They're always bobbing and they're weaving. They come from the mean streets of Chicago. These guys have been around, but I tell you what, you mention the word Massey in a poker room, and people know who you're talking about.
Absolutely, they're always there. And Dave now moving all in with the 10-9 of diamonds. After losing that last hand, he wants to speculate here and try and get some of those chips back. But Osama's not going to have any of it. Well-known defender.
Yeah, Osama's going to go ahead and make the call. He's got his king-9. And as we flip over the cards, Dave's going to see the bad news that he's going to need to improve here. Needs a little work on his suited 10-9.
Absolutely. Osama's got him really ratcheted up here when he copies his 9 with a bigger kicker.
Osama, by the way, over $500,000 in earnings. This is his 23rd HPT cash and his 8th main event cash. All right, the flop, King 5 tray. Dave doesn't like that. He's already shaking hands. He's going to have to go. Runner. Let's go to that turn card. It's not over yet, Dave. Well, now it is, Dave. That's the 4 of diamonds.
Now, that is the legitimate stand-up I give up, Not to be for him, but great finish.
Dave McGowan going home with $42,813. And when we come back, we'll continue more HPT action. Welcome back to the Ameristar East Chicago. This property opened in 1997, just 25 miles east of Chicago, where my co-host, Kenneth James, grew up, man.
Yeah, I grew up right here, Lincoln Park. It was great. I love it. It's always great to be back. As we look down at our players' chip stacks now, for those of you at home, those gray, they're the tiny ones, 5K. The tan, 25K each, so a stack of 20 is worth about $500,000. But the blue, that's the high society, 100K a piece, as we look down at Osama and the nice wall that he's built.
Yeah, and you see Ralph with his pocket sixes raises to $225,000. Osama, of course, another Chicago guy. Him and Ralph have played a few hands of poker together,
yes,
that's for sure. So Osama makes the call, and Jake has basically a photocopy of Osama's hand, of course, in different suits, the Queen Jack.
Yeah, and, Osama, he especially gets sticky in 2 spots. In the blind, his big blind, and on the button. He knows position and he knows value. And it can be frustrating for other players who, want to push him out of pots. He just doesn't go.
And Jason's going to defend his big blind here with a call with 8-7. He puts in 125,000 chips. The flop comes out 10-7 tray, a couple of hearts. So Jason goes into the lead, but he's going to check over to Ralph.
Well, he's only got second pair. Now, Ralph, he also checks with third pair to the board. Osama, he's going to leverage his position and put his opponents to the test, and he makes a bet of $325,000.
And Jason's going to make that call, and Ralph's going to fold that pair of sixes. So heads up now, and the turn card is the 8 of clubs.
Ooh, 2 pair for Jason. Will he give his opponent more rope to hang himself? He will, but Osama's not buying it. To the river we go.
Osama on the gutter draw, but it's the king of clubs. So Jason, with the check mark, he can't lose unless he folds, and he's going to bet $325,000. Osama left just holding queen high in his hand.
Now, I would have preferred Jason check here to allow missed flush draws to continue their bluff story, especially from somebody like Osama, who will fold out this hand rather easily with just queen high.
Now you notice there, Jason covering his face. Now we all know, of course, poker, a game of tells. You got guys wearing sunglasses, Phil Locke with the ski goggles. What do you think of somebody pulling their sweatshirt over their mouth like that, as if there was maybe a bad smell in the room?
It's standard today, James. I don't like this thing about, hey, I look like trying to cover up any tells that I have, but I think that's what's going on. You see the opposite here with Massey, Ralph just being wide open for everybody to look, and that to me shows more confidence than somebody hiding behind a hood or underneath their jacket. Not saying that, Jason's doing that, but that's that trend that you're talking about.
Yeah, flop comes out here, a couple of trays and a deuce. It's going to go check, check as we're heads up. Turn card now is the 5 of diamonds. Osama's going to check over to Jason, and now Jason throws out some chips there. It looks like 300,000.
Looks like Osama's got a bluff catcher here with his ace high, and he is going to try and catch the bluff.
Well, and he catches the 4. That would be the wheel. So Osama with the check mark there. He's going to check over to Jason. We'll see if Jason throws out a bluff here, and it looks like he's got some of those blue chips in his hand.
Not going to work on against Osama, not with this hand. And I like the way Osama's played this hand. He's maximized his value. You notice before where Jason bet the river and didn't allow his opponent to bluff. Well, Osama learned that lesson. He checks it over and gets the added value by bluff catching Jason on that hand.
We've talked to Osama plenty of times over the years. He's actually sat in on a few of our live streams, and his total career winnings over $500,000. He's a beauty salon owner. So maybe after the show, you and I can go over and get a pedicure or something. How's that sound?
I just want to get some more beauty, man. How do I do it?
Exactly.
It's beauty in a bottle, we'll call it.
And he is kind of building a wall there as you see the camera pan over. He's got quite a few chips in front of him. We'll have updated chip counts coming up here in a moment. Jason's going to make the call. Now action over to Ralph with Queen 10. Ralph, of course, in the big blind.
Yeah, this is definitely playable. It's going to be interesting to see if he just flats here, if he wants to 3-bet and take the lead. You can do either one with these type of hands. Oh, and he does.
Wow, he's going to go all in.
The timing, he's not going to like it here.
Yeah, a little bit of a buzzsaw there, as we like to say here on the HPT. The Queen 10, Ralph going all in, jamming it right into the ace-queen of Jason.
This looks a lot worse than it is. His opponent, Jake, could be opening a lot wider than this. Ralph just happened to step in it this time. To the flop we go. He's going to need a lot of help.
And the flop comes out Jack 8 tray, so Ralph could go running cards here for a flush or a straight or improve with another 10 here as we go to the turn card. It is a spade. It's the 6 of spades. So
the turn always draws him in, James. Wow, a spade, a 9, a 10. Will it be there on the river for Ralph Massey?
And it's the 7 of clubs. So that is going to do it for Ralphie. He's going to leave us with $58,511. I said it before, and I'll say it again. These Massey brothers, anytime they're in a tournament, you got to watch out for them, and I guarantee we'll see Ralph very soon here on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. As you see, 3 players remain. Jason with the lead, but right behind him, Jake and Osama. I'm James Larson alongside Ken and James. Blinds right now, KJ, 80-160 with an 80K ante.
At these levels, boy, the leader can change at the turn of a card.
And Osama's going to limp into this pot with 7-6.
Yeah, he's open limping, especially 3-handed. I don't like that as a strategy generally.
Jake's going to make the call here in the small blind with his 10-5. And now the option going to Jason. He's going to raise it up. Why wouldn't he? He's got an ace 3-handed. He's going to raise to $460,000. And Osama says, yeah, I want to see a flop with this 7-6.
Yeah, and, interesting, Jason sensing, nobody really has anything, so he takes the lead. I like it. And now he's going to force Osama to put chips in this pot as a 2-1 underdog if he wants to continue. He does. Look at this.
Jake is going to go all in. I
goodness.
love this play. Jakey coming ready to play after the commercial break.
Look at this. This is a high-level mental game that's going on.
Oh, wow. And Jason is going to make the call. Of course, Osama, you see, hits the rail, and it's heads up. And Jake said, oh, I got to scratch in my head a little bit on that one. But
what has happened is the wheels have come off here with Osama's open lip. Jake doing the back raise with the 10-5 suited. To the flop we go.
And the flop is 2 9s and a queen, just 1 spade out there for Jake. So Jason with a huge lead here with his ace-8.
Yeah, Jake needing lightning in a bottle to the turn. Not there, a 6. Oh, my goodness.
And now we're talking about an 85-15 percentage here with Jason in the lead, obviously. Jake's going to need to improve, otherwise he will be eliminated. Let's go to the river card, and it's the 5 of clubs.
Field goal.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Field goal. Come on, that was a Hail Mary.
That was a Hail Mary touchdown. Better.
Unbelievable.
Look at this.
Now, boy, I wish we could go back in time and rewind the tape and watch Jake again, his facial reactions when the call was made by his opponent, Jason.
Well, you people at home can actually do that. You just pause and rewind.
Right, yeah, grab your DVR right now and go back.
What was that thing? TiVo. Remember TiVo?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm showing my age.
Unbelievable.
Back to the action here as we look at Jason going to try and right the ship, raising it on the button here with the Queen 10 of hearts.
Now, as a poker coach, what advice do you give to Jason if you could get in his ear and say, because steam is coming out right now, let's be honest.
It could be. If it, you just got to remain calm and realize the ebb and flow of the game, right, and stay focused.
Flop here, King 10-7, a little something for everybody here.
Much more for Jake here, flopping top 2.
Turn card now, 5 of diamonds.
Now, will he go for value here since he checked the flop? Yep, he will. Now, this is going to make it tough for Jason because Jason, not seeing a bet on the flop, is going to think he has the best hand with second pair, and sure enough, he makes the call.
He's going to make the call, a pot of just under 2 million chips as we go to the river card, and that river card is a blank, deuce of clubs.
Now let's look at the bet sizing here because it's 2 million pot. I expect Jake to go big here, maybe 800,000 to $1 million, something like that.
Jake's gonna bet 1 million.
Yep.
1 million is the bet.
And this is going to get paid off. His shrewd check on the flop and then lead the turn is going to make Jason think that he's got like a missed flush draw or, all or nothing, maybe even queen jack.
He's going to make the call, and it's just
Great play by Jake here.
a tough couple of hands there for Jason, where Jake catches a miracle card on the river. And then this hand, and again, it's hard not to tilt just a little bit after 2 hands like that. You almost want to just stand up and say, I'm just going to run to the buffet real quick. Just like 10, 15 minutes.
But you can't because the blinds are so high.
You're right about that.
200,000 with 100,000 ante, so there's 400,000 in the middle to be vied for. Not much time for the buffet, James, as Jake opens up on the button with king, queen of diamonds.
And then Jake getting big cards here. He's got king, queen of diamonds. But you see, Jason wakes up with a hand, and he's just going to make the call with pocket 7s. Everybody's getting involved as Osama makes the call with 7-5. Let's go to the flop now. And the flop, ace, 8-6, couple of diamonds.
Yeah, I think this is a pot where normally Jason would have 3-bet, but maybe because he's been hit on the jaw a couple of times, he's
control things a little bit.
Yeah, let me control the bleeding, right?
Let's just sit back a little bit here. And Jake, who was basically given a pass 2 hands ago, he got a pass to continue in this poker tournament. Now getting rewarded with some big cards as we go to the turn card. Boom, a diamond on the turn. That's the ace of diamonds. Jake makes his flush.
Yeah, and now Osama out there with a couple of rags trying to clean up windows when he really only has an open-ended straight. On a flushing board with a paired board, I think Osama's got dreams of grandeur here.
And they're just betting into Jake. who's got the ace high flush here. Whoa, now things change a little bit in the players' minds as the third ace comes on the river.
Now Jason's got the full house, but Osama just swinging for the fences.
I love it, Osama. Got to give you credit for trying at least.
Look at Jake.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have played this hand so differently. I think if he bets the flop, he wins this pot. Instead, maybe he doesn't. Maybe Jason looks him up. Jason, wow, look at this.
Look at him. Look at him shake his head.
Making the call, right, with a flush on it. No, it's not going to work. Jason does make the read in a rare three-way pot.
Yeah, full house for Jason.
Look at this. What great action here on the HPT.
That was a lot of fun. It's been a while since we've had a hand that fun, that's for sure. So listen, the fun will continue here on the HPT. Time to step aside for a quick commercial break, but we'll be back right after these words. All right, folks, welcome back to the HPT here at the Ameristar Casino Hotel East Chicago. You see the chip counts right there, but I want to talk about the money. First place, just over $206,000. Second, $127,689. Third place money, I take that, $83,845.
But look at the difference. You've come this far. You're just 2 spots away from a difference of over $120,000.
But also, you get to be called an HPT champion.
Good
money,
point.
money will spend. You know, that you'll take a vacation, you'll pay some bills.
But what doesn't change? The championship.
You're right about that. All right, all 3 players going to see this flop. Welcome back to the show. James Larson and Kenneth James with you as the flop comes out. King, Jack, 9, couple of diamonds.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, who's going to want this pot the most?
Well, Jason hits his king. Osama hits his jack. Jake holding ace high. Osama's going to bet $400,000.
Jake's going to fold over to Jason.
Jason not going anywhere with top pair.
Heads up now. Let's see the turn.
Heads up to the turn, a pot of over 2 million chips, and that turn card is the 7 of diamonds.
That should slow things up for both players. And it does go check, check. To the river we go.
And another diamond, so 4 diamonds on the board, but neither player, as you can see, with a diamond in their hand. Jason with the check mark.
Look at this. Now, is he going for value? Is he block betting here, as we like to say, to keep his opponent from bluffing him off this pot?
Yeah, I'm actually not quite sure with the mindset here, but Osama is going to make the call.
With just second pair and no diamond, Osama needing some value check there. I think paying off in that spot is a little bit too wide, buddy. Let's tighten it up a little bit.
And Jason's going to win that pot, the 35-year-old from Chicago, Illinois. And speaking of Chicago, just down the road, I want to give a shout-out to one of our biggest affiliates here on the HPT, talking about NBC Sports Chicago. They've been airing this show ever since we started years ago. Great time slot, great people over there, and
absolutely
just an awesome channel. So thanks so much to the crew over there at NBC Sports Chicago.
Picking up on the action now, Jason raising out of the small blind. Osama once again defending. To the flop we go.
Big Broadway flop here. King, Queen, Jack.
This is going to be trouble for Osama. Both players flopping top pair.
Turn card is the 9 of diamonds, so a straight there for Jason.
Gives him the second nuts. Goes ahead and makes a weak lead on the turn. I like it. Osama not going anywhere.
River card is the Queen of Spades.
Interesting. Will Jason continue with the board pairing now on the river? I think he's a guy that likes to go for value. He will.
The bet is $325,000. Osama is going to pay this off. His kings up are no good, as Jason straight is going to take down this pot of over 2 million chips.
Yeah, boy, Osama does not like to get bluffed off a pot.
No,
I can tell you that. And that could be his weakness, but he's got a lot of strengths as well.
Yeah, he sure does. And, you know, just looking at his resume here, this guy has had quite a bit of success here on the HPT and over $500,000 in earnings overall. His 23rd cash here on our tour and his 8th main event cash as well. So Osama just getting a little leaky here, though, towards the end of this session.
Wait, you're talking about me on my age, aren't you?
No,
Yeah,
well,
getting a little leaky.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, Well, back to the action.
3 players all trying to be our next HPT champion. Jake's going to make the call here of 250,000 chips.
Boy, I really like this Jake Baumgartner. I mean, what a game he has. He's mentally strong. He's technically strong.
Someone's going to move all in.
And look at this. Osama says, I'm going to get the remaining chips that I have in the middle. And he does have the best hand of all the players here at this final table. But remember, Jake
Wow,
can get lucky.
He's making the call. He's doing I'm not letting you get away with anything, Osama. This is a value call based on the size of the pot, not based on the strength of his hand, right? 1.6 million. They're going to try and knock this player, Osama, this crafty player, out of this by going 2 against 1.
Flop is Jack 8-7.
Check, check. And this is where the players quietly have kind of an agreement to kind of check it down to try and eliminate a player rather than make an attempt to win the pot.
6 of spades hits the turn card. But then, when your hand gets better, sometimes you maybe want to think about betting it, even though it's a side pot with an elimination.
Yeah, because, that's what Jake is thinking now. He beats ace high, king high. Maybe I can protect my little pair of 6s here, knock this other player out. After all, I'm going after the championship, not just trying to eliminate a player. Ooh, this puts Jason in a pickle now because he has second pair. I'll tell you why it's a pickle. Jason's thinking my opponent is not going to bet without the nuts. Wait till he sees this.
Yeah, he doesn't have the nuts here. As a matter of fact, he had the worst hand, and he gets Jason out of the way, who could have potentially beat the guy holding the best hand at the table in Osama.
Well, it looks like Jake is going to make a strategy decision here to bet, and we like to call it ISOing on margin in a heads-up spot. Ooh, it's kind of controversial. But he went for it. He's going for the championship. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, kind of explaining his strategy to Jason. To the river we go.
And the river card is the 4 of clubs, 2 pair for Jake. Osama will go out in third place, $83,845. So did Jake have some kind of a crystal ball? Did he see his future? What the heck's going on?
High-level poker by none other than Jake Baumgartner. I mean, he's ISOing his opponent on margin.
Whoa. Explain to our viewers and myself. ISOing on margin.
He's isolating his opponent with a marginal hand, meaning he's in front of some hands and behind others, which you rarely do when you have a player all in because you want to check it down and have your best shot of knocking a player out. Well, Jake's interested in winning this tournament, not just knocking a player out. And this gave him the best opportunity to do just that.
Well, he's one step closer. And when we come back, Heads Up Poker starts next on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. If you're just joining us, 2 players remain. We've got Jake, we've got Jason. Up top, over $206,000. Second place, $127,689.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, these players close in chip counts, especially at this blind level, 125, 250K with 125K ante by the big blind.
And some relatively young guns here at this table. Jacob, 31 years old. Jason, 35. As we go to the flop, 10-9 deuce, couple of clubs.
Jake now has both table position and betting position, so he's going to try and leverage that with a bet. Jason's having none of it, bluff catching with his ace high.
Turn card makes a flush there for Jason. The ace high flush. He's going to check over to Jake. Jake reaching for chips.
Yeah, I mentioned Jason just ace high. He actually had the ace high flush draw, so that's a lot more than bluff catching.
And the bet is $900,000. Do you want to see Jason just make the call here then?
Just smooth when you have the nuts here. And you have your opponent, especially when you have an aggressive opponent like Jake on the line, you don't want to let him off it. Ooh, look at this. Jake backs into a straight.
Wow, unbelievable. Now, Jason checked in the dark, if you heard that, underneath his sweatshirt. So now over to Jake, who just thinks, I've hit Yahtzee here. I hit my straight. I'm going to make a bet of 2.3.
Look, Jason's moved all in really quickly. I think that's too quick. He's got to take more time there. That looks so strong, it allows Jake to get rid of his straight rather easily.
Wow, and Jake folds it.
You roll 2 pairs or something, I don't know.
As the players banter back a little bit here.
Yeah.
First hand of heads up.
Wow, that's
and
exciting.
we see a flush and a straight on the river. I got a feeling this is going to be a good one. Now the blinds, 125, 250 with a 125,000 ante.
Yeah, with making a straight there, I think Jake actually escaped death. Look at this now, Jason re-raising all in with king 8. Jake gonna make the quick call.
Jake's got to make this call. He's got ace king, and we're going to flip over the cards. Jake's going to see the good news. Percentages here about 70, 75, 25 here.
Yeah.
Jake being in the lead. Boy, I just like his table demeanor, Jake. Just been laid back, reserved,
steady.
Been playing well, catching some good cards, and we go to the flop here as he is in the lead, and it comes out king, queen 8.
Well, he's not in the lead anymore. Jason out flopping him with 2 pair. Jake in really bad shape here, only 27% to stay in this tournament. To the turn we go.
It's the 10 of hearts. Now, if Jake doesn't catch an ace, jack, queen, or 10, he will be eliminated, and Jason will be our newest HPT champion.
Look at Jason. Oh, look at this. Jake trying to get the mental agreement with the dealer to get the card he needs. Is this legal?
He's
to the river.
It's
the jack.
The jack of hearts. And Jake does it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen this all night. Jake comes from behind. Well, he was ahead to start the hand, then way behind.
It's front, back. It's back and forth.
Unbelievable, this guy. Look at Jason. Look at Jason right now. He can't believe it. He's heard this song before.
He has, and now he's faced with it once again. His hand on his head like he's just been given a headache by this Jake Baumgartner. Not only plays well, but runs well. It's a deadly combination. He raises it up here on the button with 9 deuce. Holy cow, he doesn't need cards when he's running this well.
Oh, my. By the way, understatement of the year for you to say he's running well. He's running really well, my friend.
Yeah. He flops 2 pair here. Now, look at Jason's got the gut shot straight. He's going to speculate. Can he catch lightning in the bottle with a 10 to the turn we go?
The turn card is the 10 of the hearts. Unbelievable.
I felt like Babe Ruth calling it a ball flying out into left field.
In a way, this is like a Hollywood staged production, watching these cards
You
come
would
out.
never believe it.
This is what makes the action so awesome right here on the HPT.
Yeah, now Jake betting, thinking he has the best hand. Jason laying the trap. Look at how nonchalant he is. Is he just going to call here, or is he going to put in the raise? I like raising in the spot, especially since there's flush draws out there, possible bigger straight draws. I like to get some value in rather than just make the call, but looks like he's going to go for the latter. To the river we go.
And that river card is the 7 of diamonds. Jason with the check mark. Jake feeling good with his 2 pair, 9s and deuces. We'll see if he elects to put chips here in the middle.
It would all be for naught. Boy, a check here by Jake would be very prudent. He's considering his options. I like that. Takes his time. What hands are going to pay me if I bet? He bets $1 million, it looks like. A stack of blue is actually $2 million. Just a little less than a stack of blue.
Yeah, it looks like about 1.8 million. Now, could Jason be thinking, maybe I'm not on the good end of this straight?
Oh, he is. He's looking at what beats him instead of... Wow. Is he just going to call here and not raise for value?
Says call.
He's going to make the call, and Jake's going to show his 2 pair, and Jason is going to win the hand. Listen, folks, we've got to take a quick time out here. The back and forth is crazy here at the Ameristar East Chicago, and when we come back, we'll have more exciting final table action. Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Kenneth James. 2 players remain, Jake and Jason. Anybody's game here at the Ameristar Casino Hotel East Chicago. There can only be one winner, though. We started with 653, now down to our final 2 players.
Blinds 200 and 400,000 with a 200K ante. You can see the number of blinds shrinking up for both players as Jason peels off 800,000. Those blue $100,000 apiece. The tan, $25K apiece. So the blue chips are the high society, so to speak. Jake defending with the 5-4 off. To the flop we go.
And the flop is king, queen, tray.
Jason should
Check. Both players check.
lead here, especially when Jake checks it back, but he elects to take the turn and bring Jake right back into the hand here. When you have position, you want to leverage that advantage, especially when your opponent checks to you.
Let's see the river card.
And Jason might have checked his way into oblivion here. As I think Jake's going to realize he has the best hand, but he's going to probably bluff catch and check here.
And we've seen it this entire program where Jake can make something out of nothing.
Yeah,
it seems like
that's right.
in about every other hand that we've seen him play. A great poker player, but also having something happen tonight that you really need to win tournaments, and that's having Lady Luck on your side.
Yeah, there's a lot of skill here, though, too. Instead of bluff catching, he decides to go for value and gets it from ace high.
Wow, look at that.
Jason making the hero call, which often turns into the chump call, in my opinion. I do it all the time, is you pay off too often on the river.
All right, so Jake Baumgartner here, the 31-year-old poker player from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I know he wants to give two shout-outs out, of course, to his wife, Heather, and his good buddy and our good friend, Barry Brown, who's watching back in Michigan, probably enjoying a Jets pizza right now. And his buddy just raised all in.
Wow, with ace-8 and quickly called by Jason.
Quickly called with the 6-4 of diamonds.
Holy cow. Taking a stand with a hand is one thing, but taking a stand with a drawing hand, I'm not sure.
Well, listen, Jason has seen Jake win a huge pot.
Maybe he's worn
and eliminate a player with 6-4. All right, let's go to the flop right now. And it comes out 10-8-4.
Both players making a pair, but that's just going to put Jake even more in front. And the tournament title is on the line here. To the turn we go.
And the turn card is the 7 of diamonds. So now some more options here for Jason.
More drama. Any diamond, any 4, 5, 6, or 9. Holy cow, he's got 180 outs. I mean, it's too many outs to count. Usually when you have this many outs, you usually whiff. But let's see what happens, James.
All right, to the river we go, and it's the tray of clubs, and that will do it. Jason's been eliminated in second place, and your new HPT champion going home with 206-114, Jake Baumgartner.
Yeah, and he gets the hugs, the kisses. Oh, fantastic. What a feeling to take home this championship.
And as our good friend Barry Brown likes to always say, it's good to be Jake.
Yeah, I mean, he's got talent, he's got skills, now he's got a pocket full of cash.
You're right about that. But we've got to give props to Jason, our second place finisher. He fought a long, hard match down the stretch, and he's now joined with our tournament director, Jeremy Smith.
I got it in bad a couple times, then it ran out good. But the ace-8 play was probably the best play of my life. It sucks that I didn't run out, but he was a really great player, and he had me most of the times we got it in. So really, congratulations.
Absolutely. You played great throughout the day. You started the table here 8th in chips. Is there anything you felt you could have done differently throughout the day?
No, I felt like I played really well. Just maybe not shove with 4-6 at the end. So other than that, it felt pretty good. So appreciate it.
Well, you're still walking away with just over $127,000 in cash. Any plans for the money?
Just probably just invested and play some more poker. So that's good. maybe take a vacation.
Congratulations to Jason. What a well-played tournament. Finishing in second place, still a great job, and takes home a lot of cash.
All right, now it's time to meet our champion, Jake from Michigan. He's all smiles, and he's got about 206,000 reasons to be doing so. He's joined with our tournament director, Mr. Jeremy Smith. Fellas.
You were on the ropes there a couple times where you needed a specific card with the queen and the 5 in that one. You hit that 5. Tell me about that one, too.
The 5, yeah, that was, I was mad that he made a good call. He did. And then, as so often happens in poker, sometimes you make a good call and get punished for it. And my dealer here took care of things, so bailed me out of trouble in that spot. It's fun to run good late in the day.
Absolutely. You've played great throughout the day. Now you had, what, a 4th place finish before? Now an HPT championship. Still walking away with over $206,000 in cash. What's your plans for the money?
Invest it.
Invested, he says. Anything else?
Probably poker. Yeah.
Poker. All right, there you have it. Our new HPT champion. Back to you guys.
How about Jake Baumgartner? Not sure what to do with the cash. He looks behind him as if he's polling the audience. You know, I mean, come on, Jake. You got to go all in and make a bet on yourself.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have on this week's episode of the HPT. Real quick, I want to thank all of our players for making this prize pool so huge, just over $940,000. Also want to thank our great staff and our tournament director, Mr. Jeremy Smith. Now, if you're watching this show and you're thinking, wow, I can do what these guys are doing, why not give it a shot? Kenna, tell them what they need to do.
Just go to hptpoker.com, find out when we're coming to an event in a city near you, and join in the action, and you too can be playing for the life-changing cash.
For Kenna James, I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.